Look at this. Logic dictates that humans seek pleasure and avoid pain. Yet, given the choice, millions of us will bypass the upbeat playlist to voluntarily immerse ourselves in heartbreak, grief, and melancholy. Why do we press play on songs that make us cry? Are we emotional masochists? The truth is more counterintuitive. That feeling of relief you get when the saddest chorus hits isn't emotional weakness. It's a sophisticated biological hack. Don't look away, because we are about to explain why your brain sometimes needs to feel bad in order to finally feel good. To understand this modern habit, we must go back to ancient survival. In the prehistoric, wild, genuine sadness, the loss of a child, the death of a hunter was a crisis. It was a threat to the tribe's cohesion. Evolution couldn't allow grief to paralyze us completely. We needed a mechanism to process deep emotional wounds together, safely, without falling apart. Communal mourning through sound-early music wasn't just art. It was a survival tool for emotional regulation. When you put on those headphones today, you are tapping into an ancient, primal need to safely purge emotion. So, what is physically happening when Adele or Radiohead makes you tear up? It's not just dopamine. The real hero here is a hormone you might not expect: prolactin. We usually associate prolactin with breastfeeding. It promotes bonding and milk production. But in both men and women, prolactin has a secondary vital role. It is nature's tranquilizer. When the body experiences massive trauma, physical or emotional, it floods the system with prolactin to soothe the pain and induce a state of calm consolation. It's the chemical equivalent of a warm blanket and a hug after a terrible shock. This brings us to a fascinating psychological concept: the vicarious emotion, facilitated by a safe aesthetic context. Your brain is a powerful simulation machine, but it has a glitch. It struggles to differentiate between real psychological distress and simulated distress brought on by highly evocative art. When you listen to sad music, the acoustic cues, the minor keys, the cracking voice, the slow tempo mimic the sounds of a human in genuine crisis. Your auditory cortex sends a signal: warning, suffering detected. Here is the twist. Here is the hack. Your brain hears the sadness and thinks you are in trouble. In response, it responsibly releases that soothing flood of prolactin to comfort you. But here's the catch. You aren't actually in trouble. No one died. You haven't just gone through a breakup. You are sitting safely on your couch. Because there is no actual wound for the prolactin to bandage, you are left only with the intensely pleasurable, calming effects of the body's own opiates. You have successfully tricked your brain into comforting you for a pain you aren't really suffering. Society often tells us to cheer up or avoid negativity. This makes us feel guilty for wallowing in sad playlists. Let's reframe that. Listening to sad music isn't depressive. It's a form of emotional hygiene. It's a controlled workout for your empathy systems. By allowing yourself to feel sadness in a safe environment, you are training your brain to handle the real thing when it inevitably arrives. You aren't weak for needing that cry. You are biologically catering to your need for emotional release. Ultimately, the paradox of tragedy isn't just about chemicals. It's about connection. Sad music is proof that someone else felt the depth of pain you feel, survived it, and turned it into something beautiful. In that shared melancholy, the isolation dissolves. The music tells you your pain is valid, your emotions are human, and most importantly, you are not alone in the dark. So, we know how sad music tricks the brain into comfort. But what about the opposite end of the spectrum? Why do some of us find peace in absolutely aggressive, chaotic, angry music? If sadness releases prolactin, what on earth is heavy metal releasing? The answer involves a completely different survival mechanism related to control. Click here to understand the neuroscience of rage music.